Humans, a staggering 7 billion, live on the face of the earth. No other creature is more complex or diverse.
The threat of global climate change.
If you pollute the groundwater, it takes you 100 years to rectify that.
It's a terminally ill planet that has 8 years to be saved.
The risk of failure.
If we don't act now, within 8 years it will be too late. There will be total systems collapse.
Clock is ticking.
Quest for satisfying unlimited needs of man.
Caused by man. That's the big part of this question. Is it caused by man? Yes. As soon as they see a big snowfall in the winter, see, Al Gore, you're wrong. There is no such thing as global warming.
The only strategy worth following is a sustainability strategy.
That changes in our uses of energy and in how we both create it and deliver it would go a long way toward enabling us to live a better, more sustainable life.
Sustainability has a lot of definitions, which basically said it was a way to meet the needs of the current generation while not sacrificing the ability of future generations to meet their needs.
This world must go together
and make advances in tackling climate change.
Yet in a few remaining places around the earth, humans have kept the ways of being one with nature. Rambukolo is one such place where humans have learned to live alongside nature for many generations. Far from modern civilization, at the border of Knuckles' heritage, this remote village is sustained by many natural resources around it.
Whoa! Whoa! Come on! Oh! Oh!
A new day dawns at Rambukolo, and as the first rays of sun hits the village, Iluka begins her day with the sound of news in the radio. To her, knowing what the rest of the world is doing beyond the Knuckles mountain ring is essential. Thanks to the electricity system and the water system established in the village only 6 years ago, her household chores has taken a slightly easier turn. Niluka's 12-year-old daughter Sewandi studies at the Pallegama Mahavidyalaya. The road leading to Pallegama, erected 13 years ago, enables smaller vehicles access to the village. Earlier, the only means of reaching Pallegama was a tricky footpath along the river. Sewandi has to travel 14 kilometers every day with the other children to reach the secondary school at Pallegama. Her means of traveling is a hired cab, which is the only vehicle that is willing to come to such a remote area. The village acquired at least this cab as a result of Niluka's struggle to make her children's lives easier. If the cab refuses to come, eager to learn, she will walk 14 kilometers to the school at Pallayama. Sawandi's 4-year-old little brother stays at home, waiting a few more years to join his sister. Niluka is aware of the struggles her children have to endure for education. To many people, the life in Rambuk Olua might be a peaceful one, but to Niluka, being left behind in the rapidly developing world is a drawback, especially for her children. It is her wish that her children do not lead the same difficult lifestyle that she did. To her, moving out of Rambuk Olua means better opportunities of education for her children and a brighter future. Yet to those who were born and raised in this haven, the village is everything that they ever needed. Manika is one of the elders of Rambukolua. To him, the life he led is simple and fulfilling. Today Manika is on his way to the Kamatha. The freshly cut paddy are stacked around the Kamatha, and he waits for his son to bring the buffaloes to start the plodding. Even though the hyena was banned many years ago, Manika still remembers its past prosperity.
Kurakam pahina irungu hadal honda lassanai. Lassane ba. Bada irungu hema mecher dina ekamme pohora danne api.
But to Manika's dismay, his buffaloes have run away to the jungle. All his work comes to a halt until he finds his buffaloes. Manika's son was supposed to look after the animals, and so he goes in search of them. 16 years ago, the Forest Conservation banned the hyena cultivation system that once thrived in the Nakul region in order to protect and conserve rainforests. And most of the youngsters had to leave the village in search of work. The villagers of Rambukolua were left only with their paddy fields and the few crops they could grow around them.
Amma wattaka adala pirimahanta baya. Bada irungu adala pirimahanta baya. Oya නෙවෙයි මෑ. මෙහෙම මුන් පොර දාලා නෙවෙයි. හරියට එළවලු හරියට වටකුළු බණ්ඩක්කා අපි කන්නේවත් නැහැ මහත්තයා බෑ කාලා පිරිමහන්න. ඒ කාලේ තිබ්බු රසගුණ අද නැහැ. ඒ බත් බුලත් වල. ඔක්කොම නිකම් මේ හිතුරු ගන්නවා වගේ.
To Manika, the ways of prosperity in the old days has changed to a drab present.
අද කණ්ඩ නැහැ. අද කණ්ඩ මහත්තයා හේ කොටා ගන්න විදියක් නැහැනේ.
The buffaloes have been found. Every family in Rambukolu owns buffaloes. To the people, their buffaloes are of great importance when it comes to working in the paddy fields. The people of Rambukolu prefer the bond between man and animal rather than with machines. Now finally, Manika can start his work in the Kamata. Many of the traditional harvesting methods that they used have faded away by now.
ඒවට තමයි අපි මඬු මල් කියනවා. ඒවා කොටලා ගිහිනා කුඹුරට. ඒ පණුව මැරෙන්න.
Unfortunately, the younger generations don't keep up with these methods.
ඒවා තමයි අපේ බෙහෙත් ඒ කාලේ.
Chemicals and pesticides have replaced those early crop yielding methods. The knowledge of how to use the surrounding nature diminishes from generation to generation. And to Manika, leaving all of this would mean starting a whole new life depending on others. The lifestyle they had in the past is complete with everything that they needed. They had built a sustainable lifestyle and found ways to fulfill each and every one of their needs. Many of the elders of the village had a life that was independent from the others. The lives of those like Hinihamis were based around their henna cultivations.
දැන්නේ දැන් මේ කුඹු හේන්න නැත්තේ දෙන්න නැත්තේ කලින් කුඹුරු වපුරගෙන තමා හේන් කොටන තමා කෑලි. වී බුසලක් කමාරක් වපුර ගන්නවා හේනකුත් කොටා ගන්නවා. ඒකේ දැවියන්න තමා කෑවේ කුරහන් ඉරිඟු කුරහන් තන කරල් වගේ දාච්චි අරන් තමා අපි කෑවේ.
But with the banning of the henna, they had been driven to stabilize their lives from the paddy crops that they cultivate. Today, Hinihami is making a breadfruit curry for her daughter-in-law, who is now 4 months in expecting. She attends the Palagam hospital for clinic sessions. In the earlier lifestyle, people had traditional medicine practices for all their needs, making it unnecessary for them to leave the village. The elders of the village knew all the medicines and herbs that they needed to carry out their lives.
සිංහල වෙදකම තමා කෙරි. අපිට කසාය කියලා තියෙනවා. තෙල් කියලා තිබ්බා. දැන් නම් එවුව නෑ. ඒ කාලේ බබාලා හම්බෙච්චාම තෙල් කියලා බස්න තෙල් කියලා ඒවා බොනවා. ගම්මිස් හොදි කනවා.
Yet much of this knowledge is forgotten by the younger generations. The younger generations prefer to go to doctors and follow Western medicines.
දැන් ඉතින් බඩට බබාට මාසයක් හමාරක් යනකොට හිටම් බෙහෙත් විදිනවා බොනවනේ.
In the earlier days, people did not have many illnesses because they followed a natural lifestyle. And when they did get a sickness, they knew the remedies that were to be taken for it. These traditional medicine practices have faded away from a once independent society. And now the modern generations seek help from the outside world. Hinnihami's younger son, Arachi Ayya, is one of those few people who possess the knowledge of the forests and the traditions of his forefathers. Today he is on his way to the riverside to join his brother for fishing. Having a thorough knowledge about the forests and rivers is key to survival in Rambukkolur. There are so many natural resources like food and fuel to be found easily. where the two brothers are off to catch fish from the river. This fishing method is something that is unique to Rambukkolua, and every family in the village has their own fish trap. Before they set the traps, the entire flow of the river is forced to one powerful main stream by damming the whole river. The fish that were freely roaming are now rendered with no other option but to swim with the forceful water current. The doomed fish are made even more helpless by drugging them with the syrup of the tree branches. The fish, with absolutely no other option left for them, float to the mouth of the water flow where the Kemana lies in silence to devour them. Yet this is a fate not only shared by the fish. People like Aurasi may know how to survive in the forests of Rambukkolua, but in the rapidly globalizing world, this knowledge is going out of use. All the means that sustained their lives were blocked and taken away from them, just like the fish whose path was blocked and was forced to swim to the Kemana. Drugged by the hopes of a peaceful future that development may bring, some people may enter an uncertain and unavoidable end. Under a swiftly developing economy, the village of Rambukkolua will soon submerge under the waters of a newly erecting dam of the Kaluganga project. Gradually trapped to have no options.
එතකොට පොලිසිය නැල්ලු දිසාපති කාර්යාල නැහැ ඉස්පිරිතාලවල නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ වුණා නැතුව කැමතින් අපිට මොනව කරන්නද?
Gradually drugged to follow a doomed ending, just as the helpless fish that were trapped in the Kemana.
කැමති නැහැ යන්න ගමේ.